So I'm going to do a presentation about my Explorer today. Yeah, it has been around for almost 2 years now, so it's not entirely new. And yeah, I will go through the different views, explain what information you can find there, and also point out some rather hidden features here and there that may not be so obvious. And afterwards, I will talk a little bit about my future plans, improvements, and new features I would like to implement. When there's still time left, then I'm happy to answer some questions. So I'm going to share my screen. I hope you can see it now. So as you probably know, the Explorer is located at hns.simon.de. So before I get into the presentation, I also would like to take the opportunity to make a small announcement. So I've received rather positive feedback from the community, and it's always nice to hear people find the Explorer useful. So thanks for that. And the main point of criticism has always been like the domain, which is not really nice. It's a little bit awkward. So today I'm happy to announce that the Explorer will be, as of today, located at shakeshift.com, which is much easier to remember, I hope. And also there's a new HNS TLD Shakeshift without the .com, so you have the option to choose between the two new domains. And the existing domain, the old one, existing links will not be broken, but the old domain will just redirect to the new one. So for this presentation, I'm going to use the Shakeshift TLD on Handshake. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much the same content everywhere. There are not many changes, just a few changes, but the main news is the new domains. So yeah, here I am on Shakeshift and I'm going full screen now. Yeah, so let's go. Here on the homepage, or I should start by explaining briefly what an Explorer is. It's like a user-friendly way to access information on a blockchain. In this case, obviously the Handshake blockchain. So you can look up transaction IDs, addresses, and blocks, and most importantly, names. So yeah, you can, into the search field, you can enter like transaction IDs. Oh, this one is an address, but you get the idea. So addresses obviously always start with HS1. I don't have a transaction ID here, but we just take this one. So yeah, you can look up at this transaction ID. It will get you to the view again. Then you can also look up Handshake TLDs like Shakeshift. I will get into the details later on. You can also look up SLDs for names that are staked at Namebase registry, like ape.c. So this is like a whois, as from ICANN domains like .com, .net, and so on. So it will show you where this SLD is registered, when it was created, the name servers, and also some other information where you can register your own SLD and what the price is, how many other SLDs are registered for .c. It's 5,800 at the moment. And yeah, you can also look up these on HNS ID, decentralized ones like aox.hns, similar whois, but a little bit different. Like it will show I think it's the address of the owner, and also again the creation date, updated date, and so on, and again the price information where you can get this SLD. So you can also look blocks, like the block height, let's say 100,000. It will first, so 100,000 could also be a name, so it will get you to the name view, but it will then show you this link where you can directly go to the block. So this is block 100,000 from December 2021. It will show all the details, how many transactions were in this block, inputs, outputs, the size, how many names were minted in this block, registered, how many auctions were opened, and so on, how many covenants, like how many coins were issued and burned in this block. Like issued is the 2000 HNS from the block reward, and burned is usually the amount, the results of the auctions. So this, as you probably know, is then burned from the system and supply is reduced by this amount. You can also see how many HNS were locked and unlocked in this block. And if you go to this other tab, then it will, this is a pretty big block. So it will show you all the transactions that are included in this block. Again, you can pick like this transaction and it will show some further details. You already seen this view before. So like you have the inputs and outputs. You can also click on the covenants, then it will show you the output address, like where it went. That's a little bit hidden, but it's quite useful many times. So yeah, that's that. I will go back to the homepage, and yeah, next to this input field, you can also see some basic stats, like the circulating amount, like close to 650 million HNS currently in circulation. Total amount of 718 million HNS have been issued via block rewards and developer airdrops, name claims, and so on. There are currently 2 million HNS locked in auctions, and close to 70 million HNS were burned in total so far. So issued minus burned is the circulating amount. And below you can also see the most recent blocks and also important auctions that are ending soon, like here 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and so on. Also popular auctions. These are auctions with high number of bids and also auctions with high lockup. So yeah, there you can see a bunch of nice free letter names you can currently bid on. So it's always interesting to have a look at this homepage if you want to stay up to date what auctions are currently going on the blockchain. So yeah, I will then go through the different sections and show you what you can find there. Like this is a block list. Like these are all the blocks that have been mined so far. The most recent one, like a few minutes ago, you can see who mined the block, the pool. Usually there are basically no single miners in the ecosystem anymore, but usually you will find a pool there. So you can find also the number of transactions and inputs and outputs, the size, how many fees were collected in this block, and also how many coins got into circulation. Like the current block reward is 1000 HNS. So yeah, usually if no coins are burned, it will be plus 1000 each block. So sometimes a small amount is burned, like 12.12 HNS here. And if we go a little bit back, then you will also find, it's been a while, but you can also see a negative, like this is like 2200 HNS burned in this block, like 1000 minus 2200. If we go to this block, then you can see it like plus 1000 minus this amount. So yeah, next we go to one of the most important sections of this Explorer, like the name list. This is basically a list with all names that are currently known on the blockchain, which are currently 12 million, almost 13 million by now. So this list is sorted by the value. You can see the most valuable, or not really valuable, but the auctions that gained the highest price at the auctions, like for .h, 4 million HNS were burned. So that's quite an amount. You can see when the name was minted first. And you can also see here this number 2. It means like this name is currently in its second life cycle. So I will show you details about this later on in the name view. Names expire after 2 years if they are not renewed. And one unfortunate owner of this TLD probably forgot to renew, or something else happened. Maybe he lost the key to his name, so he lost the name, and then someone else opened a new auction, and then this 4 million HNS were burned. You can click on this button and it will show you a lot of filter options. So you can basically search for any string. So restrict the results by name length. That's if you only want to get names with one character, then you put 1 here, and basically you see all the names with 1 character, which aren't that many, obviously. And you can also search for, let's say, Handshake. Let's see how many names contain Handshake in one way or the other. 1,000 names with Handshake. This list is still sorted by value, but you can also sort it by length, for example. So this is it will show you the shortest names containing the string Handshake on top, and the longest ones at the end, at the bottom. So .handshake is obviously the shortest one. You can also see that it's listed for sale. Details you can find on the name view, which I will show you soon. And so you can also go to the reserved name sections. These are all the names which were reserved and could be claimed until last year, but right now all the unclaimed names that haven't been released are locked. So it's not possible I could not claim it right now, because we as a community need to figure out we need to get the fork. We need to agree on a fork to make it possible to claim these names again. So very interesting for many is like the expiring lists. There are currently 250,000 names that are expiring within the next 30 days. And again, you can filter. I will not show it again. And these are all the names that were previously registered or at auction and are currently expired. So you can find a lot of interesting names there. You can basically open any of these names for auction. So if you want like 4 character names, let's exclude digits, underscores, and hyphens, then only letters are included there. So you will see a lot of nice names you can currently open for auction, also 3-letter ones. That's might be quite interesting. Then there are this auction section. These is similar to the name list, but in case of age, it will have 2 entries for age, like for both life cycles, while the name list is unique per name. Somewhere below you will find the first life cycle of .h, but I will just skip and go to the opening tab. Like, these are all the names that have been opened, are currently in opening state, and have been opened like within the past 6 hours. These are the names currently at auction. So, for example, if you use a Bob wallet, it's a nice way to discover names that are currently at auction. You can sort it, like get those with the highest lockup, with the highest total lockup, and many or without any bids, and sort it by length. And then again, you can also filter, like, I don't know, get all names with the letter N, so which are 106 of the 665 names currently in bidding state. And next to it, you will see the reveal tab. Like, these are all the auctions that have concluded and are currently in the reveal phase. This is a list with all addresses, also quite interesting. Quite a few addresses with high balances. The first one is, I don't know most of them, but this one belongs to the Gate.io exchange, which has like almost 100 million HNS, which is quite an amount. So you can go to this address, like find the balance and some other details. Also the balance over time, like, yeah, it has grown significantly over the last few weeks and months. And then you can also see the latest transactions from or to this address. You can go to the transactions tab, and then you see all the 24,000 transactions. This address doesn't own any names, but if you go back to the name, to the address list and sort it by names, then you can also find addresses with many names. So this address owns 42,000 names. And then you can click on it, and then you will see, I think these are Chinese characters. So this address has a lot of Chinese domains. Yeah, also quite interesting. Many people told me that they find this very interesting, is the stats page. There you'll see a lot of stats. I don't have the time to go into the details right now, but the circulating amount, like how many coins have been issued via airdrop, via block rewards, claim rewards, and so on, how many coins have been burned. Yeah, I will leave it at that and also show you quickly the marketplace list. So this is a list with all names that are listed for sale at either Namebase or ShakeStation. Only the names which have a fixed price. So again, you can search for specific names and also for price ranges. Limit it by the platform, like to get all the names by ShakeStation, listed at ShakeStation. Then you select this one, and yeah, you get the idea. And there's also this SLD sections with all the SLDs, like where they are registered, and you can click on it. Then you will get to the WHOIS page again. Next up is the zones list, like all the names that have been staked at either Namebase or HNSID, with the number of SLDs currently registered and price information. So yeah, then I will go to the name view. So this is .1, which is staked. Again, you can find like the staking information here, but I will go to a different one, like .h. Again, the name with the highest result so far. And then you can see the current state, it's registered, and when it expires, like it expires in about 13 months. You can see the name hash and also the owner. This is an address again. We've been there. This address has only one name, but if it had more names, then you can also find the other names. So it's quite interesting sometimes quite interesting to see who owns which names, and it will also help you to get an idea who might be the owner of a specific name. You can see the auction details, like all the bids that have been placed in this particular auction. You can sort it and so on. And I wanted to get back to this lifecycle feature. Like, as I said, this is the second lifecycle for .h. This lifecycle started a year ago, 2024, but previously there was the first lifecycle from 2020 to 2024. So you can select this one, and then you can see when this one expired, and also the auction back then. Back then it only, it had a much lower result, but you also have to consider that the HNS price was probably much higher back then in 2020. So dollar-wise, there might not be so much of a difference. So I just want to finish with one nice feature. which is like the mempool integration. Whenever you place a bid in an auction for this, I will select this one, to show you how this works. So this is a name currently at auction. I will go to Bob Wallet and just place a bid on this name, like let's say 100 HNS and 23 HNS blind. Let's place the bid. It's been placed, and then we go back to this name page of the same name, and then you will see immediately that the bid showed up there. So this is quite helpful when the auction is about to end very soon. Then you can see if someone tries to place a last minute bid, and you can react immediately and place your own last minute bid and hopefully win this auction. So that was the presentation. Unfortunately, I think I covered most of the things. So I hope you learned some interesting details about the Explorer. Thanks for listening.
That was a great presentation, Simon. Thank you so much. Amazing features, great UI. I love it.
Unfortunately, I ran a bit out of time, so I couldn't talk about what I'm planning for the future. But I will share this some other time.
Sounds good. You can also just write a post on X to tell us future things, and then people should follow you on X. And if you can just drop on the chat your handle, then people can follow you.
Also to follow Shake Station on Twitter to stay up to date. So
exactly.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Simon. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. See you guys.
Thank you.
Your identity online should be yours. Unshakable, untamed, censorship resistant. With .x, you are limitless. No middlemen, no restrictions, just you, .x, your identity, your rules.
This event wouldn't be possible without our amazing sponsors. Our bronze sponsors, D-Web Foundation, .x, our community sponsors, Handshake Australia, Namebase, Decentralizers, HNS.market.